Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on latest stories as usual. We begin with this report claiming that Barca are set for €100 million cash injection that will enable player registration. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, in this episode, we are going to be talking about Pedri Gonzalez, who have opened up on his future or a future MLS move, saying that life here is great amid Barca's US tour for preseason. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In a major boost, Barca are poised to receive a cash injection of €100 million, which will enable them to register all the new signings and the contract renewals of first-team stars. This claim comes from Ferran Corrias of Sport, who reports that the investment is likely to be coming in from Qatar and an announcement about the same will be made tomorrow. Barcelona had encountered a problem in their bid to register new signings and the new contracts of certain players due to some payment delays. The Catalans had sold a 24.5% share of Barca Studios to Socios.com and Orpheus Media each last year for €100 million. As per the agreement, Barca received 10 million from both companies last year, with the rest of the payment to be made in three installments of €30 million each. The La Liga champions were supposed to receive this year's €60 million payment in July, but both companies postponed it to a later date. It prompted La Liga to block the registrations of contracts and new signings due to the funds not arriving. But as per the latest developments, Barcelona will be rid of their registration issues as they are set to receive a €100 million revenue boost from Qatar. The agreement was approved at a board meeting held on Tuesday in Los Angeles and will be announced on Thursday, following which Barca will be able to register the new players as well as the ones with new contracts. It would mean that Ilkay Gundogan, Oriol Romeo, and Inigo Martinez will all be registered along with Sergio Roberto, Inaki Pena, Marcos Alonso, and Ronald Araujo, who all have signed new contracts. It should also enable the Catalans to register the contracts of Lamine Yamal and Alejandro Balde once they sign their new deals. The deal was forged when club president Joan Laporta had traveled to Qatar a few weeks ago, where he held meetings with several potential investors. Soon after, reports had emerged claiming that Barcelona had received a big money proposal to allow a club from the Qatari League to use their name. The report adds that, as per the terms agreed, once the investors recover the €100 million that will be pumped in, profits from the deal will be shared equally between the two parties. Of course, Barcelona have been having a lot of issues, financially, and it is well documented that Barca are going through a lot in terms of registering their players, in terms of buying quality players, in fact, everything is just going south, and it is a worrying cause of concern. Laporta is in a hot seat in the sense that he being the leader of such a huge club going through financial turmoil, it's not an easy task at all. And definitely, I won't blame Laporta if he goes the extra mile of getting certain things done. Like last season, we saw the president opting to activating, or let me say, selling economic levers, selling some parts of some shares of the club, selling TV rights and stuff like that, which greatly helped Barca to sign some quality players and eventually won the league title last season. Definitely, still going an extra mile, taking risk just to ensure that there's some financial injection. We quite remember last month Laporta went to Qatar and had some discussions with some of the Qatari bosses there. And of course, there was an agreement that Barca will likely sell its brand name to a Qatari franchise over there. And I think this 100 million euros we are talking about is originated from such a deal because Barca are trying to register the new signings. Let's not forget Ilkay Gundogan, Oriol Romeo, Inigo Martinez, plus some other players who did sign new contracts towards end of last season. They are still to be registered in La Liga, which means that if La Liga is to begin today, they won't be able to play, and that would be a disgrace. Definitely, August is coming up. The new season kickstarts very soon, not so long from now, and Barca needs to start getting things done. Things need to be sorted out as quickly as possible. Definitely, registration is as important as it is. Last season, we saw some terrible stuff when Kunde could not play. Certain players could not start the league because of failure of registration. And it has happened back to back seasons. And I don't think anybody wants that to repeat itself again this season. That is why Barcelona are trying out their best to ensure that the club have a lot of like some sufficient funds coming their way in order to ease registration and of course player renewals as well. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Following Barca legend Lionel Messi's transfer to Inter Miami earlier this summer, MLS is attracting a lot of eyeballs, which hardly comes as a surprise. Was soon joined by two more Barca icons in Busquets and Alba at Inter Miami, as the MLS continues to boost its profile ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup to be hosted in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. Another former Barca star, Ricky Puig, also moved to the MLS last year and is enjoying life in the States, and there is a growing belief that the league will continue to become a more attractive proposition for players in Europe in the years to come. Amidst this, Barca midfield prodigy Pedri has admitted that he would be open to playing to the MLS in the future once his time in Barca comes to an end. The 20-year-old midfielder, whose current market value is 100 million, is currently in the USA for Barca's pre-season tour until the end of the month. Going by his word, he said, "Yes, it's a league that's fun to watch. Life is here is great. There's a lot to do. The cities here are incredible, and it piques an interest coming over here," he said. Barca fans won't have to worry about the prospect anytime soon, as Pedri is tied down to a contract till 2026, and given that he's only 20, the Spanish wonderkid is likely to continue at the club for a much longer time. The 2020 Golden Boy Award winner is expected to be in action. Of course, he played against Arsenal, which we lost 5-3. So, guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.